Alright folks, let's have a moment where we're real with one another. Writing commentary in your AP Lit prose analysis essay, or any other essay for that matter, can be really hard and confusing. Think about how many times your teacher has told you you need to provide more commentary, or has written something like, I need more explanation on your paper.
You got some splaining to do!
And no matter how hard you try, whenever you ask what to do, all you're told is, just explain your evidence some more.
Well, duh.
Well, sure, that's what you need to do, but you need to actually know how to do it, and that's why I'm here. So if you're stuck in the commentary doldrums, I have some secrets for you that will help you nail the explanations in every body paragraph of your prose responses for your AP Lit exam, or for any other literary analysis for that matter. And you can rest easy that your paper will score well. And just think, if your paper scores well, it gives you a better chance to score well on your exam. And if that happens, we could celebrate high fives all around. Now, because you're so amped about this news, make sure you show your joy and excitement by cranking that like button and jamming that subscribe so you don't miss the other writing tips that the Garden of English offers. And if you're really jazzed up, consider becoming a channel member or supporting us with a super thanks that you can see right below this video so we can continue to create even more content for you. Okay, so we've already gone over how to write the most amazing thesis statements that you can in any literature class, particularly AP Lit. And so as far as I'm concerned, since you already write thesis statements like this, you've already earned your thesis point from row A on the AP Lit rubric. And of course, I've gone over how to write complex and sophisticated topic sentences and how to flawlessly integrate textual evidence. Knowing that you're doing the same thing, you're already good to go for the evidence part of your row B evidence and commentary score from the AP Lit rubric. But now we have to
Seal the deal.
for your commentary part of that row B. Contrary to popular belief, this commentary part is not that difficult to do. The first thing you need to know is what commentary actually means, what it actually entails. In a nutshell, the commentary in your paragraph is where you explain what assumptions and connotations you tie to your evidence to support the claims that you make in your topic sentence. Now, this is often easier said than done, especially when you're in a time crunch. So I'm going to provide you with some templates that will guarantee that you can provide a minimum of 3 sentences of commentary for every body paragraph that you write on your AP Lit Question 2 essay. Now, in order to model this, I'm going to continue to use the publicly released Question 2 prompt from the 2010 Form B AP Lit exam. It's the cherry bomb piece. The prompt itself is linked in the description right below this video. If you haven't read it, you'll definitely want to pause here and do that so you can follow along with the model I'm going to provide as I go over the commentary steps and templates. Right now, I'm going to flash the thesis I already wrote for this particular prompt. You've seen it before in my thesis video. It's right here. Remember that thesis? Yeah, it rocks. And now I'm going to remind you of what our incredibly strong beginning to our body paragraph looks like. I'm going to do that by showing you our sophisticated and complex topic sentence and how we flawlessly then integrated textual evidence right after it. When you view this, focus on how the topic sentence includes a literary element and a judgment about the narrator's character. And look at how the textual evidence proves that particular judgment we made about the literary element. I want you to also realize how the textual evidence seamlessly flows in that second sentence and it proves the claim that we made in our topic sentence. So now, how can we finish off this paragraph with the best commentary possible?
I wonder.
What you really need to know is that to provide the commentary that you want, you need to go back to the sentence that contains your textual evidence and highlight the words and phrases that allow you to make the judgment that you made in your topic sentence. In my case, I need to find the language in my text and the context of that textual evidence that allowed me to recognize that the story's narrator was, as I claimed in the topic sentence, immature. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my textual evidence and I'm going to focus on phrases like desire to adopt a philosophy and she wasn't quite sure what the lofty statement meant. The reason why you need to do this is because you have to either explicitly or implicitly address each one of those pieces of textual evidence in some way when you provide your commentary. You have to refer back to them. So marking this language now makes you focus on what you have to actually explain from the reading itself as you connect it to the judgments that you made. Once I know what language I'm going to provide commentary on, I'm going to move to my next step, which is creating my first sentence of commentary. The general rule for this first sentence of commentary is this: it must include the judgment you made in your topic sentence, and it must include the word because at some point. Now I can just say that. To make this step more tangible, here's a template for what your first sentence of commentary will look like. And this is going to force you to do it right. Check it out. Now, this template may seem all well and good, but perhaps you're wondering what this first sentence would look like when actually written into a paragraph. Well, have no fear, because I've got you covered. And I'm going to highlight what that looks like right here in my cherry bomb paragraph. Here it is. What I want you to realize is that I included the word immaturity in the sentence, so the idea from the topic sentence is being echoed, and the word because is right in the middle of that sentence. So I followed the directions to a T. You'll also notice that since I put the word because in my sentence, it forced me to communicate the assumptions I tie with the narrator's desire to appear older, and how that actually makes the narrator appear a bit naive. In doing so, I imply that I'm addressing the textual evidence that I underlined earlier when I marked the language adopt the philosophy that she was in the world but not of it, even though she wasn't quite sure what it meant. Some of my students sometimes really struggle with what should come after the word because. And if you find yourself in this situation too, I have the easiest hint for you. Just follow the word because with either the word typically or the phrase most individuals. Doing so will force you to articulate what you assume to be true in most circumstances about the evidence that you're providing commentary for. Commentary sentence 1, check. Your explanations are already getting better, but just creating a strong first sentence isn't quite enough.
What do you mean,
You need to go farther, and I can help you with that. And of course, I'm going to provide you with a template for your next sentence of commentary. So that you can extend your commentary, you're going to want to start your next sentence with either the phrase consequently since or consequently if. Doing this will force you to more deeply communicate your assumptions and then relate them to the character or whatever other literary element you're analyzing in this particular paragraph or paper. Let me show you the template for this sentence here, and then I'm going to show it to you in action. Check out the sentence frame. The word consequently makes sure that you'll extend your commentary because it forces your brain to recognize that there is a greater consequence to the observation made in your first sentence of commentary. In forcing you to think this way, you'll be better suited to engage in such advanced thought, which will eventually lead to producing greater observations like you're about to see added to my cherry bomb paragraph when I add the second sentence right now. In this particular sentence, notice how I further imply a reference to the textual evidence I underlined when I marked that the narrator wasn't quite sure what the lofty statement meant. And then I articulate how her lack of understanding actually implies that she doesn't know much about the world. That's an assumption. Her admission shows a disconnect between how she views the adult world and her understanding of what it actually means. Once you have 2 sentences of commentary, it's time to finish the job. And you guessed it, I have a stem for this third sentence as well. You're going to see that you can explore the depths of your observations even more if you start this next sentence with the word furthermore or with the word therefore. You'll also have to include the phrase due to the fact that somewhere in this sentence as well. Adding that phrase will force you to consider more of the assumptions that you make to create and articulate your judgments as you write out this particular paragraph. Let me show you the template for this third sentence right now. And now, here's what my final sentence of commentary would look like for my cherry bomb paragraph. You'll recognize that this entire sentence connects the common adolescent move of self-realization and identity to adopting a lofty statement of philosophy. So in all of my sentences of commentary, I'm consistently referring back to the textual evidence of the paragraph. These 3 stems are enough to jumpstart your commentary and make it the best. Getting used to writing like this will help you score 4 in the row B of your rubric. Now I want to give you one final extra advanced tip. If you decided to start your third sentence of commentary with the word furthermore, and you want to make your commentary even more delicious, you could add one more sentence. And if you wanted to, you'd start the 4th sentence with the word therefore. In the middle of that sentence, you'd also want to make sure that you would include the word thus. Doing this doesn't always work, so that's why I didn't put this into a template with my original 3 models that I had for you. But I want to show you what a full paragraph would look like if I were to add an advanced 4th sentence as well. It's going to be right here. If you want to check out this whole paragraph without always having to go back and pause your screen and read, just know that you can access it in the link right in the description. You can also grab a commentary stems for literature poster there as well. It's cool and it looks like this. Now that you have all of this great information, you do have one more problem. Your commentary may be getting much more robust and complex, but it doesn't mean your essay as a whole is. If you don't know how to write the best conclusions ever, you may miss out on an opportunity to earn that sophistication point you're also trying to nab. So now you're gonna need to go watch this video here so you can get all of the inside info that will make writing incredible conclusions quite easy.